Feelings, the magician, health, the seeker of challenges, or the knight of swords. Thoughts, the nine of thorns reversed, or the nine of pentacles.
Welcome to the vlog. I just got back from my walk, so the hair is kind of crazy because it's not as windy as it has been. It is cold. I don't know if my computer's right because it has the moon and it's morning. It's not nighttime. But it was chilly. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween! I'm not dressing up. I haven't dressed up in a few years. Just haven't felt the call to do that. And you know, I used to be a cosplayer and everything, so it feels like Halloween would be my day. Halloween used to be my favorite holiday, but then the 2020s happened and just somewhere in my 20s Christmas became the favorite holiday. But y'all know I have basically completed all the books that I'm going to, sorry, I was here, my dad. I've completed like all the books that I'm going to finish in October, and I don't know what book we're going to be starting November with my book club yet. I won't know for another few hours. And reading today, so there is a baseball game tonight, so for the, yeah, this is very confusing with it being the last day of the month. We have a baseball game at 8. I don't know the exact time trick-or-treating starts. I have not seen it start time anywhere. I'm gonna assume 5 or 5:30, and again, probably till around 8. 8 is when I'm leaving anyway. And I would say we're gonna run out of candy before it. Last year we ran out of candy. Like, we had 3 of those big bags and ran out. So don't know this year what it's gonna look like because it is on a Friday. So we do have high school football that's going on because all the teams in my town should be going to the playoffs. So we do have a hockey game tonight that is at 7:15, and they're doing like a Halloween celebration of that. I think they're doing I think it's a trunk or treat. I know it's some kind of trick or treat, but I don't know if it's officially a trunk or treat. So I don't know what our crowd is going to look like since there are all these other festivities going on in the city. But I do live in a rural area. I am in a neighborhood, but we still get a lot, because you know, kids in the country don't really have they're not in a neighborhood to go trick-or-treating to, so a lot of them come here. I know a lot of people would get upset by that, but like, no, like, I want these kids to have a happy and fun, safe Halloween, because ours has been patrolled by the police in the past. So like, I want them all to have fun, every kid in America. So I don't care where you're coming from, you are welcome here. But with the reading, so all that being said, I guess I will read, I don't even know, because at 1:30 is when I'm going to go to Starbucks. So I guess we're just going to read in the 3 o'clock hour and then read my ebook during the game. So we're not going to start my Yuletide book. I will be starting this tomorrow, though, which will be great because it's spooky, but Christmas, and I feel like November is the one that's right in between. But so the book we will be focusing on will be my mood read, which I have heard, like, this looks summery, even though we have September up here, but I've heard this is a good Thanksgiving book, even though I don't know when it came out, what time of year. But this is The Same Bright Stars by Ethan Joella, and let's see together what it's about. 3 generations of Smiths have run their family's namesake beachfront restaurant, and Jack has been at the helm since the death of his father. Jack puts the demands of the restaurant above all else. He can't remember the last time he sat on the beach or even enjoyed a moment to himself. Meanwhile, the Dell Dine Company has been snapping up popular eateries along this stretch of coast and is pursuing Jack with a generous offer to take over Smith's. Jack craves companionship and maybe even a family. He wonders if handing over the business might open another door for him. But who would he be without Smith's? Can he trust the new owners, and owners will continue to employ his staff and honor his family's legacy. When Jack receives startling news from the past, he begins to reshape his life and forge unexpected friendships. But will he really let go of the very thing that have defined him? I'm going to be doing this on audio. This is from Book of the Month. I don't remember exactly who. I'm going to say Brady, since it does have, I don't know how to say that, the beach in Delaware, and she lived in Delaware. I think she lived at the beach in Delaware, so I would say that's who I got this book recommended from, but I could be wrong. Next, we have the one that is going to be my ebook, which I will be reading during the game, and that is Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. This is a National Book Award winner, and one of the guys at Barnes & Noble, I know his name, but I don't know if he would want me to say it on here. He told me, he was like, I'm drawn to this book like all the time because this cover. I'm like, isn't this like such a great cover? But I think this has to do with Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, that's scary. Halloween, scary. Bones, Halloween. We're not trying to do a Halloween theme here. I'm just saying stuff. But I will talk more about this one later. I did watch the movie for Practical Magic last night, guys, and I loved it. I gave it a 5-star. Really, it was probably like a 4.5, but I feel like the longer I sit with it, it will be a 5-star, because I did think the kids were annoying. In the book, they are teenagers, and teenagers can be annoying, but like these were like little kids, and they were just like very loud and screaming. I was like, no, like that's not what I want to be watching at 11 o'clock at night. And the other thing was, like, I felt like the music, like, the guy who did the Polar Express soundtrack did it. Like, I knew it was him before I even looked, because it just sounded so magical. And that man, he knows how to make magic with music. Like, the nostalgia, he does a great job. Alan Silvestri, I don't know how to say his last name. But the, like, music where it was, like, they had this kiss, like, that was the, like, iconic one. And, like, Crystals by Stevie Nicks. Like, you know, just, like, the songs that had words. It was just so loud, and I felt like kind of distracting, so I would turn the audio down on that if I was like the producers or whoever does that behind the scenes. I know I'm not educated on who does what, but sorry, the TMJ right now, but the outfits, the hair, like, I'm stealing one of Nicole Kidman's outfits, the one with the braids that were like right there. I'm stealing that. The house, I loved it. I loved the whimsy vibes. And it is so different from the book. Like, it's a lightly adaptation of it. Just the differences are crazy to me. I would love to look that up on Reddit. I mean, the movie's been out since '98, so I feel like there are going to be Reddit threads. But yes, that's all that I had to talk about. Oh my gosh, I was just going to the next page in my planner, and it has this. Make the new year your best yet. Yeah, I buy these planners just in store. I don't order them online. But our next page here, recycling guide. I'm not recycling. I keep these because I like to go back and be like, what was I reading on this a year ago? Typical. I had a gift card to Target that I got for my birthday, but I like to use my gift cards online. It's just easier at a place where I use self-checkout. And I did get 2 books, and with the books they were having buy one get them 50% off. So I got My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I heard about this from Kaylee's channel. It was TikTok, but it sounded like the comedy kind of that I would want, because he's very old, and I just love like mixing historical with modern. I think it could be kind of fun. And then the next one is one that so many people love, and I am finally willing to give it a go. Very intimidating, because this is a book that I never thought I would read. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. We'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. I also got this really cool necklace. I really like it. And then curlers. For the bangs, we're going to try it out. We'll actually try it out like right now. I totally realized I might have had chocolate on my lips because I had my hot chocolate. I went to Starbucks. I followed some guy's advice on TikTok. I think the first one I did with, I think the curler was too big, so I went one size down. I feel like Snooki right now, which, I mean, cool. So this is what we're dealing with. I still think this one might be too big of a curl. He said roll it up if you want the more volume than doing it from your chin. So that's what I'm doing. Luckily, I'm not going anywhere the rest of the day. I'm going to be giving out candy, but it's Halloween. So even if I look crazy, it's Halloween. So that's awesome. Little kids, they might see me with some crazy hair, but I honestly don't really care what the kids think of me. Before we go into my reading update, we're going to take this out. I'm Elvis. Oh my gosh. I probably did have that in like way too long. That was really funny. Like, that's the hair that Donald Trump strives to have. He wishes he had my hair. We are going to talk about The Same Bright Stars by Ethan Joella. Rehoboth. I still don't think that's right of how I pronounced it. Hold on, I need to turn on the light. Okay, so this one, I got to 23% of the way into the book, which I mean, I think that is pretty good. I read 66 pages. I need to write that down. I haven't written that down yet. We will go through my notes for the first quarter of the book. A big theme here is age, and how age is just a number. And every time I bring this up, I'm like, don't make it dirty. That's not what I mean. I mean that you can go through all these different experiences in life. It is not a linear thing. Experience, life, it's not linear. Sure, there are ways that it is, but he's feeling left behind. And I think a lot of people at different stages in our life, we're like, oh, I'm not doing this. Like, for me, I personally, because I know life's a journey, so I don't really feel left behind. But I think a lot of people, well, yeah, when I was in high school, I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not at this level of class or whatever. Like, you know, I was in CP rather than honors. That means college prep, by the way. So like there was all like those kind of like you feel left behind, and he feels left behind because he never settled down. He never had a family. He is a main character. What is his name, by the way? Jack. So he has just been working at this restaurant. It's really hindered his relationships with other people, romantically, platonically. And he's really a workaholic, and he's had this company come up and be like, we will buy your restaurant from you for like this massive amount of money. And now he's like, do I do it? Will this get me back on track in life? So I do just think age is a big thing. And I wasn't expecting a flashback scene. We had a flashback scene to 1989 when he was 19 years old. That's been the only flashback we've got, so I don't know if that's going to be a continuous thing throughout the novel. It was kind of random now that I think about it. And Fred, he wants to leave the room. But this Jack, I think we all know somebody, in my case it's my dad, who is like a caretaker who, in my personal opinion, I think he has way too much on his plate because he's just taking care of so many people, and it stresses me out because I'm just like, don't have too much on your plate. Like, you're doing too much for too many people. But it's like, when you love people, like with me and my grandma, it's like, what else are you supposed to do? And I always feel so guilty about just things when I have to have him drive me somewhere or something, even though he doesn't complain. But like, Jack is one of those kinds of people where he feels like he has to take care of everybody that is around him. Next one's is a theory. So somebody has been stealing money from the restaurant. So I think it's Ziggy, who is the son of this woman, Genevieve, who has been working at the restaurant as long as like Jack can remember, because this is a family restaurant. It's gone through the generations. And this is very much just like a feels good book. And yes, it is taking place the day before Thanksgiving, and as I said, he owns a restaurant, so it's just so far it's just been this build up of to Thanksgiving, getting the restaurant ready to serve people. And there's some people who like will pick up pies and everything to take back to their house, so it's just been preparing for that. I mean, Thanksgiving is a huge day for businesses across the nation, but it really gives like Tom Hanks movie vibes. And Tom Hanks did get mentioned, Castaway got mentioned, saying Vivian, who works at the restaurant, was telling him, you look like Tom Hanks in Castaway and all that, because he's just been so stressed with, you know, getting ready for the big day. So those are my thoughts on that so far. I am going to pause to open the door for Fred and then come back to tell y'all what else I'm going to be reading today. So it's kind of dark in here. I did just turn on the light. I closed those blinds just so there wouldn't be a glare, and look, there's still kind of a glare. Can't fight the sun, right? I love the sun, so no complaints from me. my ebook, I already went ahead and downloaded it. So I have read by another book by Jesmyn Ward. It was like Line, Bleed. I feel like those were in the title. I'm not really remembering everything correctly. I remember what happened in the book. These are kind of interconnected books, which I think is this technically, no, I don't think this is historical yet. Katrina was 2005, so it has 5 years before it becomes historical. But these contemporary books where they're interconnected, but you can read them anyway. You can read them as standalones. But this one is Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. They heard it on the radio. A hurricane is coming, threatening the town of, oh gosh, it's French, Bois Sauvage, Mississippi. Esh's hard-drinking father can feel it in his bones. Esh and her brothers are trying to help prepare, but there are other worries too. Skeeta is watching his prized pit bull, helpless as her new litter dies one by one. Randall, when not preoccupied with basketball, is busy looking after the youngest junior. And Esh, 15 and motherless among men, has just realized that she's pregnant. The children of this family have always been short on nurture, but they are fiercely loyal to one another. It is together that they will face the building storm and the day that will dawn after. So that's going to be my ebook read. But we did have the results come in for the book club. Now, we did have a 3-way tie. So Miss Tony, oh, I don't know if y'all want me to say names on here, but okay, she said that she was fine with any of the options. And then my friend Marquise, who was also in the book club, he messaged me saying which 3 books he would have wanted. So I narrowed it down to which one that would be best suited for the others. And I mean, I want to read all these books, so I'm fine with whatever. So the one we chose is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. It says, what is this about? Is a National Book Critics Circle Award winner Chanel Miller recounts her sexual assault at Stanford, the subsequent trial of Brock Turner, and her journey from trauma to healing and reclaiming her identity. Now, we do have the weekend coming up, and I don't vlog on weekends, so that's why I'm just like, I don't know how much of this book, because it is quite a short book, I don't know how much I am going to actually vlog. So definitely, if you want to know my thoughts, be sure to check out my Fable link, not sponsored, because there I will have all my thoughts there, and obviously I will have a review in the coming week. So this one, again, check your trigger warnings. Obviously, this is a very powerful book. It is on the New York Times 100 Notable Books of 2019, and I think it was on their best books of the century so far, but this is a case I do remember quite well, and seeing all the different reactions from different kinds of people, I'm going to be honest, in my own personal life, people did not have great reactions to this trial, and that's really disappointing, and I have called those people out, but what can you do, right? So that will be our book club, and that is Vlogtober. I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy Halloween. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. If you made it through this whole video, leave a Halloween emoji in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.